So he was a beloved figure in WWE, and he just it's a real shame because he was so young, and it's just becoming an epidemic where these guys are just leaving us way too soon. And we got this lawsuit going around now with the former WWE stars, and basically pitting all the fault on WWE and Vince McMahon, that all these people are having all these health problems because of their wrestling careers. And it's something that you can see both sides of the table. You can see where they're coming from, but at the same time, you can see where the owners are coming from and saying, "Look, you're an independent contractor. You put yourself in this situation. You knew the risks, but at the same time, these guys are putting their body on the line so these companies can make millions and millions of dollars and make Big Man into a billionaire. And without these guys, that doesn't happen. And maybe they should unionize. Maybe they should give these guys benefits, lifelong benefits, and keep these people in rehab who need to, and just don't throw them away." And I don't know with Roddy Piper if he had a heart condition and nobody knew about it. And the whole thing with Randy Savage was very similar. He had a heart condition, but nobody knew about it because, of course, it's none of anybody's business. But he had a heart attack, and same thing with Piper. He had one in his sleep, and I can relate to that. I lost my father the same way. So you gotta make not you gotta make them, but you got to increase the awareness of, if you're a former wrestler, you need to constantly have yourself checked out, whether it's your head, your heart, your kidneys, your lung, whatever it is. Just you put your body through so much in your career, and so much before you even got to televised wrestling, just so you can get there. You just need to constantly get yourself checked out. And all these up and coming independent wrestlers, you're putting your bodies on the line on a 24/7 basis. You know what? Go to the doctors, get yourself checked out, get your head scanned. Make sure you're okay, because when your wrestling career is over, your family still wants you there. So you can't wrestle forever, regardless of what Hogan and Flair says. You can't wrestle forever. And unfortunately, a lot of these guys aren't even making it into their 70s, and it's a shame because they got so much life to live still. So, it's pretty much all I got to say about Roddy Piper. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to recap CTW Wrestling from South Amboy, New Jersey, that happened last night. And then when we come back, we're going to play the Hall of Fame induction speech from 2005 with Rowdy Roddy Piper. So, guys, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the show.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
This is Lanny Poffo, formerly the genius full of glory and renown. You are listening to Damage 365 Radio.
Esposito's Pizza and Pasta. Check us out on one of our fine locations, 930 Route 34 in Matawan, New Jersey, or 233 East Main Street in Manasquan, New Jersey. From pizza and salads to pasta and buffalo wings, we have something to suit every member of your family. Whether you're seeking to take out, delivery, or just want to dine in, let us do the dishes. We would be more than happy to take care of your next meal. Our courteous and friendly restaurant staff is here to meet and exceed all your expectations. We promise an enjoyable experience each and every time we serve you. Try our award-winning sesame seed crust pizza, the recent winner of first place in the Las Vegas Pizza Open in the Artisans Division. Visit us online at sesameseedpizza.com for store hours, menus, and phone numbers, or just stop by one of our two great locations. You'll be glad you did. Esposito's Pizza and Pasta, so close to eating at Mom's without all the yelling.
You're listening to Damage 365 Radio, and this is ECW Original, the Angry Amish Warrior Roadkill. Chickens.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks again to our sponsors, the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore in Englishtown, New Jersey, and Esposito's Pizza and Pasta in Matawan and Manasquan, New Jersey. I want to make sure we give shout outs to them. We love our sponsors. We definitely do. Let's get into CTW Wrestling live from South Amboy, New Jersey last night, a charity event that took place, and it was a great show. I will let you know that. A 9-match card that saw a couple of things. Saw some masked luchador style wrestling, saw female wrestling, we saw a really large guy squash a really small guy, we saw Team New York take on Team New Jersey in a elimination match, which was awesome. So without further ado, let's get into this. Match number 1 in the aforementioned masked match, Frightmare took on Smiley, and if anybody has seen either one of these gentlemen, very good workers, very quick, very fast. They opened up, of course, and did some entertaining of the crowd, and got the crowd going, and then they got into their wrestling. Smiley, he's a little odd. He, kind of comes in running in. Well, first of all, because it was on a baseball field, he hit a home run, rounded the bases, slid into home, and then jumped in the ring. He comes out in his Smiley mask, and at some point during the match, he either gets annoyed or pissed off, or something happens and something clicks, and the Smiley mask comes off, and then he's got a very kind of evil-looking reptile, lizard-looking mask, and that's when Smiley's not smiling anymore, and he means business. But in the end, it was Frightmare defeating Smiley in match number 1, and a match that, from 1 to 10, I'd give it a 8. Bonesaw Jesse Brooks took on New Jersey's own Deanna Purrazzo, and another great match. I mean, both of them great workers. Bonesaw Jesse Brooks, rough, tough, suplex machine, took on Deanna Purrazzo, who's turning herself into a technically sound female wrestler, and in the end it was Jesse Brooks defeating Purrazzo in a match. Again, I'm gonna rate these all from 1 to 10. I'm gonna give this a match an 8 as well. It was a very good match, very physical as well. Match number 3 saw Brute Van Slyke taking on Circuit. This was the big guy squashing the little guy in a match that got scary at one point. Brute Van Slyke picked up Circuit to look like he was trying to give him a belly-to-back suplex, and kind of dropped him on his head. And everybody kind of feared for Circuit temporarily, but he was okay. It looked worse than it was, but it was Brute Van Slyke defeating Circuit. Not much technical wrestling went on in this match, and actually not much wrestling went on in this match. It was more of Circuit kind of getting thrown around and probably trying to avoid getting killed. So really can't give this one a high rating because of the lack of wrestling that went on, so I'm going to give this one a 5. Match number 4, Danny Demanto took on Pinky Sanchez, which went from a regular match to a hardcore match where pinfalls counted anywhere, and it spilled out into the fields, into the infield dirt, the outfield grass, the foul line fences, eventually near home plate, and eventually made its way back into the ring. And it was Danny DeManto defeating Pinky Sanchez in the end of the match. And a match that, again, not much wrestling, but enough technical and physical moves used, and it's hardcore, so you can't really knock it if it's a hardcore match. It's more about putting the punishment on your opponent. So I'm going to give this one a 7. Number 5 was former TNA star Robbie E taking on Michael Massacre, and I don't even know what to say about this one. Robbie E did defeat Michael Massacre in his match. There was like a challenge to a dance off, and I don't know. It was an entertaining event that happened in the ring. As far as wrestling is concerned, I'm gonna give this one a 6. Not much went on. I've seen a lot of better matches from Mike Massacre. Better, like far better. Not a fan of Robbie E, so sorry. Match number 6 saw local man, the local boy, low life Louis Ramos coming out of retirement, tagging up with his son Louis Jr. because Steve Monster Mac couldn't make it, and he took on First Class Brian Brass and Nicholas K. And a match that basically saw Ramos Sr. Battling both Brass and K for most of the match, because Louis Jr. is, I'm going to say, I don't know, 8 years old, 9 years old, not really sure. I apologize if I'm off on that. But when he did get in there, he made it feel. I mean, he chopped Brass a couple times, got a couple moves in on K, but at the end, first it was Brass knocking out Ramos Sr. with the brass knuckles, but everybody in the world saw what happened, so the referee said no, restarted the match. It was low life Louis Ramos whacking Brass in the head. Whether it was brass knuckles involved, I don't know. I didn't see it from my point of view on the third base line, but Louis Jr. got the pinfall, and the Ramos father and son combo victorious over Brian Brass and Nicholas K. And I give this match an 8 just for entertainment value in itself, and because father and son were victorious, and cheaters never win. Number 7, the Product, David Starr took on Shane Swerve Strickland. Wrestling wise, the best match on the card, easily, hands down, no questions about it. Went back and forth, close pinfall after close pinfall, move after move after move, and it was great. At the end, it was David Starr defeating Strickland in a match that I easily give a 10. This was a great match by far. I can't even. There's no match on the card that compares to that, except maybe Bonesaw, Jesse Brooks, and Deonna Purrazzo. They put on a very good technical match as well. But it was David Starr defeating Shane Swerve Strickland. Match number 8. So the Rogues, Kirk and Cannonball, taking on Dick Justice and Detective Dan Barry. Anybody who's seen Dick Justice, hilarious. First of all, he came down with a baseball helmet and a catcher's mask. So right off the bat, he wrestles with a fanny pack. Usually has a ticket book in there, and he's a very entertaining wrestler. Don't really see much guys like him. Detective Dan Barry is the first time I got to see him. I was impressed. I've seen the Rogues before, but in the end, good guy versus bad guy, the bad guys won. The Rogues, Kirk and Cannonball, defeated Dick Justice and Detective Dan Barry, and in a match that was pretty entertaining. I give this match I'm going to give this match a 6.5.